there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. I have some exciting news. I just found out that the Sanjoki markers have been back in stock. So this is the set, or the set that I recommended for my alcohol marker workshop was a Sanjoki set of 120 because you got 120 brush tip markers for about $40 to $50. So quite a bargain. But then they sold out. And that was really a bummer because I did the class with that set of markers. I knew it was affordable for people. They could use whatever they had. All my classes are use what you have, but I do like suggest an affordable option. So they've come out with another brush tip set, and this is supposed to have like 40% more ink in them, so they should last a lot longer. And currently, as I'm unboxing this, they are like $50 for the set of 120. So it's a good price. So let's take a look here. This box here is a little shop worn. I'm sure, you know, I don't care what the box looks like, honestly. So I'm not a paying customer. They sent these to me because I know I used them in my class, and they offered them to me to review. These are the Sanjoki Pro Fill markers. We're going to compare them to the old style Sanjoki markers that we used for class to make sure that these are still good quality and are going to work out well. There's a strap for this here too somewhere, I think. We've got a clip here on the front, a buckle, and we also have Velcro. Ah, look at that. The thing I really liked about, one of the things I really liked about the old Sanjoki set was that it had these like plastic, these little plastic trays to keep everything nice and neat in the packaging. And I've been using the plastic trays to like make my own watercolor palettes out of like Altoids tins and other mint tins and stuff. I just cut them down to the size I need. So that is really cool. Let's just open this whole thing up and see what we have here. We have got the strap for the bag, which is nice. Actually, I like these straps, and I got a watercolor palette from Fun2, and the strap that came on the little kit was like this real like paracord. This would be a much better strap. I might actually repurpose that. We've got 3 chunks of markers here in their own little plastic containers. The neat thing about Sanjoki, and this is something I've done with markers in the past, is I put sticker labels on them with the actual ink so you know what the color is going to be. These come with them. Little markers you can color. They've upgraded the little swatch thing too. They've made it into like a color wheel. I hope they offer a large version of that somewhere. We've got a printed swatch here. I don't mind that if there's not a colored swatch because it has a sticker so we can actually swatch them and stick them on the markers, which is great because then you don't have to rely on the caps. You can see what your color is actually going to be. So I love that. I wish more companies did that. We got a little like page protector thing to put behind your sketchbook or your coloring page so that you don't bleed onto the next page. This might be a swatch. Yep, this is a swatch card. Wonderful. We can compare that to the old swatch card. Marker paper, that came in the old one as well. And the markers, that's the exciting part. That's what we're here to see. So you really can't beat 120 markers for $50, especially if they have more ink in them. So I'm really hoping the ink quality is good. And I am hoping that the colors match. That would be great if it's the same color, like color scheme. I'm not sure if they will be or not. But it looks like we've got a good variety of color. We do have some plastic packaging. Now I know some people will take issue with the plastic packaging, but these are ink-filled markers, so if these are going to sit on a shelf at Amazon for a while while they're waiting to be purchased or be in a hot UPS truck or Amazon delivery van, whatever, it's good to have them seal up. These are chunky markers. So save these because these are great to cut down and put in mint tins to make your own palettes. I test a lot of different watercolor brands, so it's really handy for me to have these just to make inexpensive palettes with, because that would fit in an Altoids tin, and that is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15 colors right there. So get 120 basically free half pans. They're not quite half pan size because they're not as deep, but great for making those little tester palettes, or like you like to share your paints, you know, from a tube with somebody. I don't know, I really like them. I like the trays here because if you don't want to use them in the bag, you can always put them like in, you can make a little cabinet or put them on a shelf to keep them, and they'll stay organized. they'll stay in the order that you put them in, which is really nice. I'm really excited about this set. Now, if you already have markers that you like, then stick with the markers you like. I'm just hoping this will be another option for my students in the alcohol marker workshop that don't have markers yet and need to go buy some. And, you know, that's a big expense when you need to buy a lot of markers. I just really like these trays. These are so nice. Okay, they look great. They look great. So let's compare the way these look to the old ones. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Don't mind the cords and random stuff here. So this is the old set. It's also nice if you just want to set like a backup set that you can take to a crop. Let's compare the new and old. I have my stickers on this. And what I typically do is put the sticker on the, I thought I put them on the brush end. For some reason I have this on the, I have that on Chisel end. I think I made a mistake there. But I typically put these on the brush end and end with the little gray collar so that I can quickly see what I have. As you can see, this came with a swatch card, which I've already filled out. And it came with the same marker pad, which I did do. I did some projects on this. It's fine. Paper's fine. And it came with the same clear thing to go in your book there. So let's just see. This is not the same color numbering system. The new system is going by, it's giving you like a color code, but it's a little different. So we have like P01 fruit pink, P02 blush. So P must stand for pink. We've got reds. We've got PV, which I would think would be pink violet. We've got B for blues. We've got E for earths. Earth red, earth green. Okay, it's kind of, or earth gray. It's probably earth gray maybe? Or probably earth gray because brown gray, that would be, so the E must stand for earth. The green could be, the G could be green or gray. So it's gonna be interesting to swatch these out and compare them to the old swatch chart because the color numbers are not the same. But let's just take a look at the markers themselves. I sorted mine to go, let's see, did I sort mine to go with the, yeah, I think I did. So this goes with the color order like this. I just put it in the same order. I'm just trying to remember, no, maybe I didn't. I guess I just must have put them in rows in my marker box. I haven't used these in quite a while, so do bear with me. But you can kind of see how the caps and stickers match. They pretty match all right, honestly, as far as markers go, especially as far as budget markers go. They match pretty well. That looks like potato brown, good old potato brown. Let's see what the new potato looks like. No, this is 101. It's not potato. It's yellow ochre. And this is what we have here. Let's take a look. Let's see. EO2. What is EO2? EO2 is yellow ochre. Oh my gosh. And this one was 101 yellow ochre too. Okay, so these two colors should be about the same. You can see the new body is wider. It's wider. Let's turn it on its side. And yeah, it's wider one way and it's the same dimension the other way. So these are a chunkier marker. Let's just take a look. I'm going to swatch out. I'm going to just grab that marker paper here. And let's look at the new versus the old. So let's look at the new brush tip. Ooh, it's got a nice bounce to it. Let's look how fine we can get. All right, now let's look at the old brush tip. Looks about the same size. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, I think. There we go. Sorry about the shake. Now the color, a little bit different, not too bad. From the old yellow ochre to the new yellow ochre. Now something I'm noticing here on the new version is that there's whoops, I'm putting the wrong cap on there. you got the little picture that tells you what's the brush and what's the chisel, but there's no collar, so definitely it's going to be helpful to put your stickers on the end with a brush, I think, or, you know, whichever end you choose, just to keep it consistent. So let me just do a swipe of the old one versus a swipe of the new one. Now, obviously, the old one is going to be, the old one is used more. I think the bounce is about the same. They feel like the same nibs to me. Let's find the colorless blender in both of these. I hope they both have a colorless blender, and we'll compare the nibs. I can pull them out and see if they're the same nibs. Let's see, we got a colorless right here. So old and new. So this is the new one here with 40% more ink. We've got a reversible nib. Love that, like Ohuhu has. In fact, they probably would fit the Ohuhu markers if you, you know, if you needed to replenish. It almost looks like the old style. Might be a little bit bigger, but let's just see. Yeah, you know what? They're compatible. They fit in each other. So these are like the Ohuhu nibs, which is nice if you need to get a replacement. So that's good. All right, so what I think I need to do now, and I'm not going to do this on camera because I think it would be very boring. Oh, let's look at our chisel nibs. We can compare our chisel nibs too while we're at it. Old chisel nib. Leave that uncapped for a second there. New chisel nib. Whoops, that's a brush nib. Gotta get those stickers on there. The new ones look like they might be a little bit smaller. Maybe? Hold on. Maybe the new one. I should have a caliper out. Well, actually, if it's so minute that I need a caliper to tell, they're probably essentially about the same. I think the old nibs also, because I've used them more, they're going to have a little bit of, maybe not fraying, but a little bit of a softening. So that's probably all there is there. Honestly, that's probably the only difference there. Very comparable. So far, I'd say, yeah, very comparable. But I need to swatch them out, and I'm going to go ahead and do the stickers because that's going to be useful to me. But I think these are going to work out as a replacement. But when we come back, I'm going to compare the new versus the old markers, and we'll see. I swatched all the colors out. Now, one thing I did notice is that the colors did seem to color out a little bit darker on the swatch sticker versus the swatch chart. Let's check that over here as well. Let's just see if that's also the case. Yeah, that's also the case with the old set. I didn't have any issues with any of the markers. They all were nice and vibrant, so no problems there. So let's just compare the colors now. Looking at the pinks and the reds, this is the old, this is the new. It looks like we have more reds in the older set, so just to kind of keep in mind. But I'm looking here, I think we have a pretty good arrangement though. I mean, we got fruit pink. I see some of the names are different, like see peach. We got the fluorescent colors. Of course, those have like faded a little bit, although this has been in the swatch thing. So I'd say the older set has more reds. Yellow-wise, I think the yellows are pretty similar. We've got a good range on both. Greens, I think we have a little bit more in the teal arrangement in the old set, but the three teals that we have right there would blend pretty well, I think. The pastel blue, baby blue, and cerulean. Actually, let's give them a try. Let's do a little blend test because I want to see. Let's see how those are going to blend. I want to find I don't want to. We'll just do it with this paper right here. I don't want to waste a new sheet, so I'm just going to do it on this page right here. So let's try 201, 202, and 203. Let's see how those blend. Blues are tricky to blend, so if these blend good, then that will be a good sign. So I'm going to start by making a pretty big swatch. Just a pretty crude blend. Then I'm going to go in with my darkest. My medium. I mean, these are going to work just like any other alcohol markers, really. It's not like they're anything new and unusual. They're alcohol markers. Yeah, we got a good blend there, I think. And blue is a trickier color to blend, so, I mean, those blend fine, so the other colors should blend fine too. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna look through the color families and just see. So we've got kind of a warm pink that would blend probably from that to that to that maybe. We have these three that are pretty close together. I wish there was a little bit more variety there. Those three are all very similar. I think that is something that I noticed with the old range too, is that we would have some colors that were almost identical, and it's like, why do we have, like, those two are almost the same, those two are almost the same. So while there are a lot more reds, I mean, like, this whole row is very similar. That one's a little bit lighter, but I mean, they're so similar there that they reduced some of the really samey ones here, it seems like, but we still have a lot, like 03 and 04, very similar. That one's just a little smidgen darker than that. I mean, so they'll blend really well together, but I mean, there really isn't that much contrast between those two. I don't even know if they would read as different colors if you were to blend them together. We've got some good greens. I'm just looking for ones that might be too similar. I think the greens are pretty good. I don't know if it picks up on camera or not, but the greens they are at least a step apart on all the colors. The blues, these really pale ones look very, very close. They're only like a half step away from each other, so I don't think you probably needed quite as many in that little range there. But blues are a harder color to blend, so maybe that's why they did that. Violets, we have a pretty good assortment of violets. I don't see any violets that are exactly the same. Violets are also hard to blend. For some reason, reds, blues, and purples seem to be the most difficult colors for me to blend. Earth tones, yellow ochre, potato, they're pretty close. But they have a little bit different undertone. That one has more of a red, potato has more of a red undertone, yellow ochre has more of a yellow undertone. That rose beige is more of a pinky orange undertone. These browns are all different. Like the pearl and spring green are very similar. Don't think we need both of those. The putty and brown gray, those would blend really well together. That's kind of nice. Let's bring over the old swatch. I feel like it seems like there's more browns, but I think it's just, I don't think there's a diversity of browns. We have several that are very similar. I feel like they did a better job at pulling the colors apart from each other a little bit, except for that pearl and spring green. Those are spring dim green. Those are very similar. And then we have these like really pale peachy tones, baby skin pink, salmon, sand. Those are very similar, kind of like almost like light flesh colors. So maybe, I think some like light mid browns, like we've got a couple dark browns, we've got some mid tones, but I feel like we could have a little bit between that and that. It would be nice if we had some browns in that range. We have a good selection of warm grays. It goes from a 0.5 warm gray all the way up to an 8, warm gray 8. That's a really nice assortment. Cool grays, we only have cool grays, 0.5, 2, and 5, but then you could go into the 7 blue gray or the 5 blue gray after that, I think. I just wish instead of having green grays and blue grays, they just did a range of cool grays. Just give me all those blue and green grays. Just give me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, in cool gray set would be much better. Honestly, you could nix the fluorescent colors as far as I'm concerned, but they're there. I don't know what. I guess they're useful for highlighting and stuff to give a real big burst of color, but I think the color range is really quite similar to the old set. I don't think it's better or worse, honestly. I think it's about the same. And for $50 for 120 colors in a nice case, you really can't beat it. I still recommend them. I think they'd be great for my alcohol marker workshop class or anybody just getting started in markers. If you already have markers and you like them, I mean, unless you need to back up, these are pretty basic colors in my opinion. There are some nice pastels, but it's a very basic color palette for a 120 set. I mean, it does have some nice pastels. I do want to give it that, but yeah, I mean, I think this is a great starter set of markers. I think if you already have a bunch of markers, these are probably going to duplicate. But if you wanted a travel set or you just want a starter set to see if you like them without investing a ton of money, they're a really good option. I won't look at the cool grays in the old style. They don't sell the old style anymore that I'm aware of. Not in the brush tip. They do in the bullet tip, but yeah, I would say they're pretty equivalent. And I think a lot of the colors are the same, honestly. But well, there you have it. I still recommend them. I still think they're a great buy, and 40% more ink, so what's not to love about that? Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye!